Today I'm going to do some gold plated. I'm not actually sure what most of this is. This is just a mixture of non-magnetic jewellery from all sorts of things, necklaces and brooch, all sorts. Let's see what the weight is. So we've got 59 grams there. And there's all sorts of rubbish. There might not be hardly any gold on there, but I wanna check. This one looks quite old. Yeah, so it's just old jewellery, and I'm not sure what it is, so I'm going to put it in acid. And then we'll see if there's any gold there, or silver even. So let's put it in acid next. So I need to clean it first, nearly forgot. So I've already added some wash out liquid in here. I'm going to add some vinegar. It doesn't really matter what vinegar it is. And I'll put that gold plated, whatever it is, into there. Because it's got vinegar in it, it really stinks. So we're going to put the extractor on. Already sparkling. It doesn't take long to clean that. I'll let that simmer for about 5 minutes and then I'll drain it off. Alright, I've taken all the dirty water out. That's what we're left with. Just drying this out. This has been rinsed out a couple of times to get any soap that was on there off there. So this stuff is basically stuff that's not got any hallmarks on it. It's got no rolled gold signs, it's got nothing. So I don't want to put it in with a rolled gold in case it's, in case it contaminates it. And it's only a small amount, so we'll just have a look, see if there's any gold there. I'm sure there'll be something. So, definitely next step is the acid. So now I'm going to put this into the beaker. It's dried now. It's clean. Okay, I'm going to use spring water. And then I'm going to put some nitric acid in there. I'm not putting no heat yet because we're going to see how it's going to react, because we don't know what's in there. And I've not put 50-50, maybe 70-30. We'll just see how it reacts to that. Come back to it when it starts reacting. So this is about 1 minute later, and there's no heat on there at all, and that is hot. That's hot to the touch. As you can see, it's dissolving it now. Got them horrible chemicals on there coming off of there. So you need to wear a mask, and you should always wear gloves. So I've put a bit more nitric in it, and it's starting to boil over. So what I'm doing is I'm spraying it with water to keep it from boiling over. I'll do that until it calms down. Sometimes you don't have the luxury of doing that because it becomes aggressive. This is why I didn't put too much in there. The spray, it just breaks them bubbles up. Let's try to dilute it a bit more. Let's calm down now. Always wear goggles when you do this. You really don't want to get this in your eyes. Right, let's calm down. So I'll put a lid on it and come back to it when there's no more reaction. So this has been dissolving for about 3 hours now. I'm going to filter this with some cotton wool. We'll see what we've got left and if we need any more acid in there. Right, I'm filtering this off still. I'm going to check to see if there's any silver in there. Definitely copper in there, but there might be some silver. And this is what we got left. I reckon that cross was actually gold because a lot of the crosses, they didn't hallmark them. So that could have been gold. And there's a couple of other bits in there. I'm going to put some more nitric and see if it dissolves anymore. And we'll go from there. So this is what I've got left after it being in nitric acid. Got that cross that must have been gold. Well, a lot of crucifixes back in the day weren't hallmarked, so that makes sense. And we've got this owl. I've cut it in half. It looks like golden colour. It hasn't dissolved in acid, so maybe it's a low quality of gold, I'm not sure. But we'll put it in aqua regia next and see what that does. This is just the waste. So there might be some silver in there. Looks more like copper nitrate to me. Yeah, put this in aqua regia next. See if we can get this into liquid form. So this is what we're left with after filtering the aqua regia. But surprisingly, this cross stayed in one piece, apart from the bits that I cut, which are all in one piece as well. So I've got no idea what that's made of because it didn't dissolve in aqua regia. No idea what that's made of. It's hollow inside. I've put it in 2 lots of aqua regia, thinking maybe it was too weak or there was contamination, but no, it didn't dissolve. So anyway, I'm left with this. That's what was left over. There was no silver in there, that's in the waste bottle now. There's just 0 silver in there. So I'm going to drop this. It's going to be really dirty. We'll see if there's anything in there. And I'm going to fold this down. I don't know what this is made of. It's non-magnetic. It just won't dissolve. This is that cross. I've used a Dremel. If you can see the silver colour underneath it there. So I would say that is platinum. Although platinum does dissolve in aqua regia, it needs a lot of it and a lot of hours to dilute it. So I don't really want to process platinum. I've heard if you get that liquid on your skin, it can really cause a lot of damage. I try and steer clear of platinum. But I'll keep it, and if I get any more bits, maybe I can weigh it in later on. I think it's worth about half the price of gold, platinum. But it's very, very rare. I think it's something like 6.3 square feet of platinum in the whole world. Compared to gold, apparently you could fill a whole Olympic swimming pool with all the gold in the world. So this is a rare metal, definitely. But anyway, that looks like what that was. Maybe one day I can get an XRF machine and test it myself. But yeah, that's what that cross was, I'm pretty sure. I've neutralised it now, so I'm going to put some SMB. It's going a bit darker. There's something in there, but not a lot. I should really do a Stantis test, but I haven't got any made up yet. Yeah, I can see it's getting darker. Some copper nitrate there. Another little project, just filtering it. Nothing to do with this one. So I'll leave it overnight. Come back tomorrow and see if it's all settled. Well, this is the same night. And there's some gold in there. So I'm gonna empty that out and clean that out and see what we got. I'm just cleaning this out with boiled water from the kettle. I'm tipping it into here. I call this floating gold, because we get a little bit of floating gold sometimes when we're pouring it away. So I can refine that later. So this is about the 5th clean now. And there's the mud down the bottom. It's not a lot, but there's something. Just wait for it to settle. Still a bit of colour there in the water. Yeah, it's already settling. Alright, clear now. I think one more will do it. It's not a lot, but that kind of jewellery I was going to put in a bin. Because it just looked like gold plated. That's it. It'll get refined again, but we'll try that out and get a weight on that. And if there's any gold in here, I won't lose it. If you get tipped off, leaving any powder at the bottom, and it'll be refined again later. But if there's any in there, it'll be a tiny amount. Most of it is in there. Let's dry it out next. What I'm doing to dry it out is just putting in an old saucepan inside the beaker, and that'll just dry out in a few minutes on low heat. So this is the gold dried out. It took about 10 minutes to dry out, but you can see by the colour it's not pure gold. It's probably 998. Now it's dry, you can get a weight on it. Let's see what we got. Three grams exactly. Still a tiny bit more in there. Or 2.9. Gone down a bit. Yeah, 2.9. Got to be between 2.9 and 3. Well, that's alright. 3 grams. Maybe 2.7 when it's cleaned again. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's it, I've just rubbish gold plating, jewellery, some old stuff. Nothing was marked up. There was no rolled gold marks on it. So, yeah, very happy with that.